Hello there, welcome to a board game review with Ungainly Titan, and the subject of this review is The Five Tribes, the Djinn of Nagala, a Days of Wonder game by Bruno Cathala. Picked it up last year. I heard about it early in the summer, I think, on YouTube, actually, on the Dice Tower. Link to the Dice Tower on the video YouTube channel on the video description. And I thought it sounded like an interesting game, so I purchased a copy and I brought it over to our sort of annual meeting with the college crew as they are, and we had a couple of games of it and people thought it was really good, and then I brought it home and I had a couple of games of it with my nephews. So you have 30 double-sided tiles, you shuffle them up, lay them out in that order above, and then you place the meeples. So you have the viziers, the elders, the builders, the merchants, and the assassins. And then you have marker tokens, and you put your marker tokens randomly on the bidding order. There are different tiles that have an effect. There's the Oasis tile, you have market tiles, two types, that's one, that's the other one, and then you have the Sacred Palace tile. And I'll get back to them again, the Sacred Space tile. They all have different effects if you end on them in game. The basic game layout is as above. So you have the Djinn market, 3 cards laid out of Djinn that you can buy if you have the appropriate resources, which generally means elders, at least 2, or a combination of elders and fakir cards. The guy on the mat with the snake charmer is essentially the fakir card. The meeples are placed randomly on the game at the start, so they all appear, and then once you have the bidding order sorted out, the first person can decide how much money, how badly they want to go first. So you can bid 0. If you bid 0 first, then somebody else bids 0 subsequent to you, they go before you, and if another person bids 0 subsequent to them, they go before both of you. In a 4-player game, therefore, somebody has to bid at least 1 gold coin, and coins are victory points. You start off with about 50. So you do have the opportunity to bid well up to 18 if you really want to. It is unusual to see a move that's probably worth the 18, although it may happen. The move, first player then goes and they pick up all the meeples on a tile, and they then can move vertically or horizontally from that tile. You can't backtrack and you cannot go diagonally. You place a meeple down flat so to backtrack your movement. So I'm moving there to this tile that I'm just marking, and the meeple will appear flat down, so I put down a blue meeple. Then I'll move to the left into the next tile, and there I will put down a white meeple, and then I will move vertically upwards to the tile with 3 green meeples, where I put down my last remaining meeple. The last meeple has to be matching a colour on the tile that it arrives on. For instance, I could also have gone the direction of the arrow, finished up here, but I would have had to finish with a white meeple rather than with the green meeples. Because I picked up 4 green meeples, I will get 4 resource cards from the market. If I had elders, or a combination of elders and fakirs, I could also, because I ended in a sacred space, buy a Djinn. And Djinns are essentially rule exceptions. They change the rules of the game, and they have various powers, some of which are constant, and they're also worth victory points, but some are constant, some are also worth, they cost viziers, or a combination, or not sorry viziers, but elders, and a combination of elders and fakirs to activate. But they can be quite powerful. A lot depends on when they come up and when they come out in the game. If you clear out a tile when you finish on the tile, so that I did in that tile, so I placed my camel on that tile, it is my tile. If you finish on an Oasis tile, you have to place an Oasis on it. If you're on a market tile, you can buy from the market. 2 to buy 6 resources, or 1 to buy 3 resources, depending which market you're on. Sacred tiles allow you to buy Djinn with elders. The elders and viziers are worth victory points. The elders can also buy Djinn. The merchants give you resources, and the builders give you victory points depending on the number of blue scoring tiles in or surrounding the tile you finish up on. When you collect builders, you multiply the total number of blue scores by the number of builders. Assassins Assassins kill a meeple, one meeple. They can kill a meeple in the tile you finish up in, or in any other tile on the board if you have enough assassins to get you there. So one assassin gives you the border surrounding, I think, the landing area surrounding, I think. Then every extra assassin allows you to go a tile further. You can also throw in fake your cards to extend the range. They can also kill elders and viziers that people have already collected, so they can burn victory points that other people already own. So once the first player has taken the turn, the next player takes their turn. Each player in turn goes around. Then you bid for the turn order again based on the original turn order. So as you finish your turn, you go to the bidding chart in order, and then you bid for your place in the turn order, the same as you did at the start. One other thing to note about assassins is if the assassin clears the tile that he's killed the meeple on, and you're claiming a tile, it's not the tile you finished on, you can also claim that tile. There are other ways of claiming more than one tile as well, but that involves a djinn. The game ends when a player has claimed a tile using their last camel, but it continues to the end of that round, or otherwise ends when there's no legitimate move left on the tiles on the board. The box says it's 13 plus 40 to 80 minutes to play, and obviously 2 to 4 players. Now, I've played it with 4 and I've played it with 3, and it plays well with both. It's better with 4, I think. I haven't played it with 2, so I don't know what it's like. I think the 40 to 80 minutes is very conservative. I think we did it in about an hour in the first time we played it. That's from standing start with no knowledge of the rules, unboxing it, unpacking it, and the whole lot. So I think 40 minutes is probably closer to the time it would take for average gamers. 13 plus, probably, maybe. You probably could play some kids who would play it younger. It's short enough and there's enough happening that I think attention span wouldn't really be an issue. It's more, do they comprehend the rules, that sort of thing, and how much experience have they with rules and rule-based board games anyway, that sort of thing. Components are pretty good, the tiles are pretty good, the meeples are, standard painted wood meeples. There are bags for everything, there are oasis markers. There's markers for everything. There's a reasonable amount of gold coins, good inserts in the box. There's 4 player cards that explain everything, and the rules are short and pretty comprehensive with good selection of examples. So I think there's no problem on the component side. Even a whopping great big pad for counting the scores. I think the only complaint I've had so far I could have on the component side is the drawstring. One of the drawstrings seemed to be a double drawstring bag for randomizing the meeple selection at the start and for holding the meeples. One of them tore on me actually when I was tying it up after the end of this, just showing, setting up the photographs so that I could show this. However, there seems to be a double drawstring, so the other drawstring is still there, and even without a drawstring, it doesn't really need a drawstring. It just kind of helps because you're going to be storing it in the box anyway, and you could even store them loose, like it wouldn't really be a problem, or store them under the inserts. So overall, I would recommend it. I think it's a pretty good game. I hope you found this video interesting and you enjoyed it, and if you did, please give it a like. Thank you for watching, and please give the channel a subscription. I'll catch you all again soon. Bye for now.